Hey, what's up guys, it's Moplox. We're doing a Q&A video for 30,000 subscribers, although if you look in the title, it doesn't exactly say 30,000 because I didn't want to leave anybody out, and this video is kind of coming out a little bit late, but that's only because I wanted everybody to get a question in who wanted to ask me a question, and you guys asked me a lot of questions. I did a Q&A for 10,000 subscribers, and it was actually like way more questions than my 10,000 Q&A, so let's get the Q&A started. The first question comes from Sunshroom, and he says, "Thanks for the cool video. My question is, when you first played RuneScape, did you ever explore the wilderness with full inventory of food or something like that? And if so, what was your reaction or fears to the place?" I never actually took food with me into the wilderness when I was a noob, starting back in like 2004, 2005. But I did explore the wilderness. I took nothing, absolutely nothing. I didn't even want to lose food. I was so scared of the wilderness, and I'm still scared of the wilderness today. That's why I'm not a PKer. What was my reaction or fears to the place? I thought it looked amazing. I thought it was like beautiful in a like dark kind of sense. But I definitely was fearful of the place. It was scary because a lot more people back then were actually running around in the wilderness, PKing in the deep parts of the wilderness. So you never knew who you were actually going to run into and if they were going to kill you or not. So I hope that answers your question. Next question comes from Life with Mohammed, and he says, "Question for the Q&A video. What year was your favorite era of RuneScape? Did you enjoy 2006 to 2008 or 2009 to 2012? You know what I mean? I kind of personally enjoyed 2008 to 2012, but I love RuneScape in general. Keep on making these amazing videos, Mo." I actually enjoyed 2004 to 2006 when I first started. Because there was no God Swords, there was no God Wars dungeons, there was, the whip was like the only weapon that was amazing. It was like the best weapon in the game back then. It's when Slayer was released and everything. I like RuneScape before that period. There was no dragon boots. Rune boots were actually the best that you could buy. And instead of a fighter torso, people would always get gilded plates because it's equivalent to that of a rune plate body. It has the same statistics on it and everything. So the number one item, or outfit rather, that you would see people running around in was dragon plate legs, rune boots, a fire cape, a fury, and a gilded plate body with a berserker helm. And I really miss those times. Rune defenders weren't out then. I don't think they were, no. And Dragon Square Shield was the best shield back then. So that's the time that I most liked during RuneScape. Next one comes from Perty Alley, and he says, "Hey Mo, you have been a real inspiration to play RuneScape again." Sweet. Your videos are amazing and interesting to watch. Keep up the good work. Question: why do you play RuneScape? It's fun. It relaxes me. I've made friends with RuneScape, really good friends that I don't really want to lose, you know what I mean? So, I think that's what mainly keeps me coming back mostly, is my friends. But also just, it's something I've been doing for 10 years. If you do anything in your life for 10 years plus, it's going to be hard to let that go. And I don't think I'm going to ever quit RuneScape until RuneScape quits me, you know what I mean? Until RuneScape's gone and done from the world is probably when I'll quit. But until then, I'll probably keep playing it. I play it just because it relaxes me. It's something that you control your own fate in. You can be whatever you want to be. You can be whatever kind of person you want to be on there, and it's amazing. That's why I play it. Jagex, the company, really probably has no idea how much their game actually affects people and becomes part of people's lifestyles. It's amazing. I love playing RuneScape, and that's why I hope that answers your question. Timbersaw, "Hey Mo, love the vids. We'll be here till the end. Q, meaning question. Do you like spaghetti?" Yes. Yes, I do. I really like spaghetti. Do you? Next one comes from Toby Scrubio. I hope I said your name right. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Once again, a great countdown video. It's amazing to see how you find so many different facts. Q&A question: what is your favorite part of making YouTube videos? My favorite part of making YouTube videos is the comments. It doesn't matter where I'm at in the world, whether I'm at home making a video or whether I'm going to the movies with some friends or something. Which, by the way, if I go to a movie, I always end up getting in trouble for having my phone on. Because I keep reading you guys' comments, because comments are always coming in day and night, and it's fun to go out and live my life, but at the same time have questions from 30,000 people or just regular comments of people commenting on videos. And I think that's the best part about it, is even when I'm not at home making videos, I can still pull up my phone wherever I'm at, and if I have connection service or whatever, but I can look at my phone anywhere and see you guys' comments and everything, and I think that is the most awesome thing in the world. So always keep commenting, because you guys really have no idea how much you brighten my day with some of your nice comments. It's amazing. That's my favorite part about it, definitely. Next question comes from Let's Play Skeledragon 9, and he says, "Hey Moplox, I love your videos. You inspired me to play RuneScape again." I'm very happy about that. Keep up the good work. Question: have you ever been banned in RuneScape in your RuneScape life? Other question: have you ever been hacked, scammed, or lost bank? I have been banned in RuneScape before. It was when I was like, probably like 13. It was for offensive language. I was banned for like a week or so, but then I got my account back. I think I actually asked my mom, because I was so young I didn't understand what any of it meant. I asked her, it's a kitty, look. I asked her to help me out with making an appeal. But the other question, have you ever been hacked, scammed, or lost bank? Yes, I have been scammed. I've been scammed of 20 mil, but I think it was mostly my fault, because this woman was like doubling money, and I gave her like 2 mil to start out with, and then I got back 4 mil, and then I gave her all the 4 mil, and she gave me 8 mil. Then I switched accounts and tried to pull a fast one on her, and I gave her 8 mil, and she gave me 16 mil, and then I gave her another 4 mil, and I had 20 mil, and then so I got on another account, and I gave her 20 mil, thinking she would double it to 40 mil, and she logged out. So, most adrenaline rush of my RuneScape life was right there, so. Next question comes from ArcBlocks. What is your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby? I don't really have one. It's probably YouTube. If I had to say anything, it's YouTube right now. I don't really consider YouTube a job. I mean, I get money from it, but at the same time, it's not really a job, you know what I mean? It's kind of like arts and crafts a little bit. Putting a video together, it's kind of like art, you know what I mean? Making a video for you guys and everything. And I really don't consider it a job. I consider it more of a hobby. So if I had to answer that, my answer would be YouTube. Next one comes from Desmond Dragon. He says, question: are you a member of any common internet subculture or fandom? You know, like the kind you might find in abundance on a site like Tumblr, furries, Homestuck fans, bronies, enthusiasts of various other shows and anime. I suppose you may or may not want to answer this question, because it would tie your identity to something other than RuneScape, but I was curious if you had any huge non-RuneScape interests. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not interested in any of those things. I actually really like Battlefield. When I'm not playing RuneScape or making videos, I'm actually on the Xbox playing Battlefield 4. I really like Battlefield. If you want to add me on Xbox Live, my gamertag is Brandon Farted. That's my real name, Brandon, for those of you who don't know. But that's what I like. That's what I like. I like Battlefield 4. Next one comes from Dan Drayton, and he says, why did you choose that name? What inspired it? I assume you're talking about Moplox. In 2005, 2006, I believe it was, skill capes were introduced, and the people that already had level 99s in skills got skill capes immediately. And all the noobs would follow the high levels around that already had skill capes, asking them to see the emotes. And everybody knows that saying please on the internet sometimes is referred to clocks, and just kind of like the internet slang. So people started saying emote or mote, and they started adding plox with it, being following like high levels and saying Moplox, because they really wanted to see everybody's skill capes emotes when skill capes first came out, and that name just always kind of stuck with me, so I kept it. Next one comes from Gaurav Singh. I really hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Where do you live and what do you do? Right now, I only do YouTube because the way my family situation is set up, I can't really get like a real job because I have people to take care of in my life. But I live in Oklahoma in the United States. That's why there's OU stuff plastered all around my room. So I hope that answers your question. Next question comes from Cycle, and he says, a question for the Q&A. When you first heard about RuneScape without seeing anything like screenshots, what were your thoughts? Personally, I thought it was going to be a first-person game, and I was totally surprised when I played, but I loved it. When I first started RuneScape, and I had just heard about it, I was like maybe 11 or 12, so it's really kind of hard to think back then. But the first time I logged in, I was confused. I didn't know what anything was. I didn't know where my inventory was. I didn't know how to get to what was equipped. I didn't know how to even equip anything. I didn't know that you had to click to walk. I thought that you had to use like the arrow keys or something like that. It was crazy. It was definitely not what I expected it to be, but it was still exciting. Still very, very exciting nonetheless. I hope that answers your question. Next question comes from Joachim Inland, and he says, I know you have a high fletching and cooking level. Yeah, my fletching's like 94, my cooking's 99. I just wonder what is the best profitable way from 70 to 99 in both skills. Well, at cooking, I actually started sharks at level 80. And most people say don't start sharks at level 80, but I actually started at 80 with cooking gauntlets if you do the family crest quest. And it made me a lot of money, so definitely start sharks at level 80. I wouldn't do any lower than that because you would end up burning more than probably what you cooked. But definitely do sharks at level 80 to 99. It's amazing money. As far as fletching goes, I actually did use from the time that I could do them, longbows. I did them from all the way from, I think it's like, what is it, like 60 something that you can do longbows, all the way up until 94 is what I did. I haven't done mage logs yet. Because at the time, the prices are kind of changed now, but at the time, longbows were what was more profitable, so that's what I did. Whatever's more profitable right now, that's what you should be doing. Next question comes from Boone, trademarked. He says, I love you, Mo. Question, what do you think of anime? Are you a fan? Are you a hater? Have you watched any? Do you not have an opinion on it? Just kind of curious since I'm a huge anime fan. Anyway, keep it up. You're amazing. I really don't know anything about anime, really. I've never watched it. I don't really have an opinion on it. I don't hate it. I don't like it. I just don't know anything about it. I know what it is. I've just never really watched anything about it. I've never watched any anime shows or anything like that. Maybe I would like it. Maybe I wouldn't. Who knows? I don't. Next question comes from Anaya J, and she says, how do you donate? There's a support button on the side of my channel. It's US dollars, but if you don't live in the US, you may not be able to donate. I don't know for sure, because a lot of people have also asked, how do you donate? But yeah, it's just a support button on the right side of my channel. That's how you donate, for those of you who are curious. Thank you for asking that. I'm glad you actually asked that, Naya. So I hope that answered your question. You just click it and you edit, you enter your information and everything that it asks for, and then I get the donation. And I will put you in a video because you're awesome if you donate. So thank you for asking that. I'm glad that you would actually want to donate. So next one comes from Oh Nitro, and he says, Q&A, how long are you going to video make? And only RuneScape, other games as well. I might do other games in the future. I don't know if I would do them specifically on Moplox, but I mean, if you guys want to see me play other games, I'm about to get a gaming computer soon. I think that would be really fun. It's all up to you guys whether I play other games or not. How long are you going to video make? Probably as long as I can, as long as it stays popular and everything. As long as I can keep getting facts and doing countdown videos and everything. It's all up to whether or not one day I run out of information to count down. So I hope that answers your question. Next one comes from Mr. I Killed RuneScape. Question, what has been your favorite RuneScape minigame? Definitely Castle Wars. Castle Wars back when it was popular in like 2006 to 2007, 2008. It was definitely Castle Wars. I love freezing people with ancient magics in Castle Wars. But if I had to pick a minigame now, because Castle Wars isn't really played by a lot of people anymore, if I had to pick one now, I would definitely say probably Pest Control, just because a lot of people play that game, and whenever I played Pest Control, I was a very bad teammate. I stood in the middle where the Void Knight is, that's like holding that thing up, and you have to protect him ultimately. I didn't do shit. I actually just stayed there with a bunch of people that I met during Pest Control, and was just bullshitting around when I should have been helping everybody. Don't hate me if you play Pest Control, or if you played it with me, so... Next question comes from Sean Beaterbon, and he says, question, what are your main thoughts on RuneScape 3 and how unplayable and shit it looks? I don't think it's shit because, I mean, I don't play it because it's just not what I'm used to, but I don't think it's shit, or I don't hate it or anything. It's just not what I'm used to. I'm used to the older RuneScape, and That's the game that I love and have been loving, and I feel like whenever I get on RuneScape 3, you know, it's just like a totally different game. So, it's not really the game I love anymore, but one wouldn't be here without the other. RuneScape 3, old school RuneScape wouldn't be here without RuneScape 3, because RuneScape 3 was the game that we all loved back then, so I hope that answers your question. Next one comes from Nicholas Leach for the Q&A. Who's better, Zezma or Swami? Swami's like crazy good at skilling right now. Is he still number 1? I don't even know. He got like, I think he was like the first person ever to get all 99 200 mil stats, 5 billion XP total right now. I think it is, until Divination came out or something. But if I would have to say, Swami's amazing just because he continued everything where Zezma quit, but I definitely would have to go with Zezma just because that's the guy that I role modeled when I was a kid. So definitely Zezma. I'm sorry, I have to say Zezma. My DFS Sucks says, question, what is your favorite item in RuneScape? That's actually a really good question. I don't know what my favorite item in RuneScape is. Probably the fighter torso. Just because the fighter torso was like, when they first came out, Zezma got one first. So everybody wanted a fighter torso, and that's kind of why I wanted one, and when I got one I felt so badass. Probably the fighter torso. Next question comes from Casey Jones. He says, Q&A, who would win in a fight, a headless llama or a cheesecake? If the headless llama is lactose intolerant, then the cheesecake would win, but the cheesecake is not alive, so it couldn't technically win anything because it's dead. But then again, so would a headless llama. It would be a draw. It would definitely be a draw. Next one comes from Little the Joker, and he says, question, what do you think about me? That's interesting. I love how the blue in your profile picture, the default profile picture, I love how your head is floating. I just so love it. I love you. Yeah. Next question, probably the last one that I'm going to be able to do because this is pretty long. Are you going to stream anytime soon? It would be awesome. Quiet silence. Minecraft bossing. I'm very glad you asked that because I am going to start streaming soon. I recently got a hold of someone who could help me out with getting a gaming computer and or building a gaming computer, and I'm so pumped up for it because I tried streaming once and I really just did not have a good enough computer to be able to stream. I mean, this computer is good, but it's not good enough to stream because I had everything set on the lowest settings for streaming, and it still just looked shit. There was like 2 frames per second, but once I get this gaming computer, which should be in about maybe like, I'd say a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at the most, then I'm definitely going to start streaming. I think streaming could be very fun. I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy all new headphones, I'm going to buy a new mic and everything, and it's going to be great. So I plan on streaming very soon. Thank you guys for sticking around, those of you who have kept asking me that. But that's about it for this Q&A video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I answered some questions that you all had. Maybe some questions that one person had that maybe you wanted to ask that I didn't answer. I tried to answer as many as I could, but I didn't want this video to go on too long, take too much of you guys' day. Thank you guys for sticking around with 30,000 subscribers or whatever that number says in the title. I'll talk to you guys very soon.